Well, I was going to let you guys listen to it and mute myself because my dog barking, but they just went to an ad. So, yeah, I'm trying to figure out like everything I need to take away. Look in the title. Can you not read the title, Che, please? It's the NASCAR I Love New York 355.
When I first moved here, we were like, let's go to the pool for 8 hours. And then like 6 years later, you're like,
right here, look.
Even when you go to visit other places, people are like, let's go.
It's the NASCAR I Love New York 355. Yeah, I'll just mute it since there's ads. So right now, it's the I Love New York 355 at Watkins Glen International Speedway. This is the, as you can see by, let's go to MRN again. What's the ad here? Oh. This is the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series I Love New York 355. That's what that is. And when the race does start, I'm going to try something. I might need a subscription for it, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to try it.
Oh yeah, Windows 10 is on my new laptop too. You get it? I hate it.
Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and get rid of that for a second there.
Though if it makes you feel any better, you'll hate iOS 11. It's a little annoying.
I think you should do Watking. You said at first it was alright.
I don't know how you get iOS 11 on my phone.
That's probably true. Well, they did fix what they did. So first off, you can now respond from this lock screen, but there's a lot of bugs right now. The one I very much dislike that's just causing me much grief is notifications won't count as red currently. I write down, according to this, at 46 and I've been text messages.
Oh, red.
And I've read them all. It's just been weird. And that's like my biggest peeve. I need to read them all, and it just won't go. And so I'll send in like an email. They have when you do the betas, they have a feedback app, and I filled that out a bunch of times, and I'm just like, and then it got fixed for a day. And
Whoa, here's Dave. Are you taking my computer upstairs?
Yeah.
You have a network card in it? A wireless card in it?
I got a wireless card.
You got a network card.
You mean like for Ethernet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take the Ethernet cable upstairs if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I get it
Hanging through the house.
I mean, it's pretty good in my room. Ever since we switched up.
Now, I'm just gonna let this roll through a little bit and talk a little bit about what I learned. It was I was at a restaurant after church when they were doing the I Love New York 355 pole qualifying, and they were talking about how
There's a deal for Verizon right now.
Yeah.
It's
guys, that's Hey Ondor. If you don't know who Hey Ondor is, you can join. You could subscribe to his YouTube. That's what you need to do. Hey Ondor. And his friend is here too, Jared. Nobody don't post anything.
No, I just like stuff on it.
But anyway, yes, Hey Ondor's home. I really want to make a video with him, or maybe this live stream. He might come in my room and say, "What are you doing?" But I do want to make a little video with him before he leaves, because this is the day he's here. So, but before the race actually does start, let's check it for a second. Okay, before the race does start, I do want to say this. So they were doing the pole qualifying, and they were talking about a couple things about the tire wear. So basically, this race is, like they said, going to be 90 laps. And let's see, how many miles is Watkins Glen Raceway? So they're going to be doing 90 laps. And the track is 3 miles around. So just imagine doing 90 laps with a 3-mile round track. Just imagine what your tires would be like. They'd be like really weared out. And they were also talking about, what else were they talking about? They were talking about one more thing. Oh, the brakes. So they were talking about the tire traction, about how bad the tires are weared out from all of that running. And they were also talking about how bad the brakes you get over time because of all the times you need to stop so you won't hit a car and create a big wreck and then have a caution over the race. So hopefully they have good brakes and good tires. Well, good brakes, actually. Not much on the tires, but just good brakes. And let's see how the race goes. Yes, I'm still here, Jay Plays. My brother and his friend were messing with my fidget spinner I got here. But let's continue on with the race. If I do want to say anything, then I'll pause it and, say something. But so far, we're just going to be like this and talk about the race like this. So enjoy. I just realized I was muted. You'll get it one day, Jay Plays. You can't just ask for it and I'll give you. Right right now I am using Google Hangouts on Air. So it's basically you go into YouTube and you schedule a live stream, and when you schedule the live stream, you put it to start using Google Hangouts on Air. And basically, what you do is when you're going to start the live stream, you go to the schedule live stream and you click the button that says Start Hangouts on Air, and it starts something like this. Let me pull it up one sec. It pulls up something like this. One sec. It pulls up something like this, and you can invite people, which I'm not inviting Spy. He can join me in the chat and maybe I'll invite him, but right now he's having a live stream and I don't want to interrupt him. But it will start something like this, and you can invite people and you can do add-ons, which these don't work for some reason. And then this will say start broadcast. You just click it and you started the broadcast, and boom, that is what you use. So it's pretty easy, actually, how you don't have to get a program like I do, like XSplit, but yeah, I don't need you anymore. Okay, let us load back up the I Love New York 355. See, I told you, like at the beginning of the video, they have been having brake problems and tire wear problems when they did the pole qualifying. So they need to either fix that or something's going to go wrong in the race. So that means that one person is going to start the race with no brakes and another person actually got their brakes fixed for the race. Come on, come back over there. You don't really do it for you. It's assisted.
No, we have suicide booth yet? That's what I want.
No.
I'm thinking to do drumming on my channel too. Oh my goodness.
People realize that you could die.
You should rock it.
It's so frustrating when they film it.
Just mine everywhere.
Up in the wind switches.
You watching NASCAR race? It's on you.
The derby. I've always wanted to like do one of those with like spikes on the side of it, like they do in movies, and like take somebody out.
Mexicans taking our jobs and now our advertisements. Ever.
Imagine swimming.
Oh, guys, I just realized you're watching the race and you can't even hear it. But don't worry, I'll unplug my headphones now so you guys can hear it.
Luxury at a fraction of the cost of a regular pool. And here's a bonus choice. Because when you call for your free endless pool idea kit, you'll receive information on our full line of pools to suit your budget and location. Call now for free information. 800-283-8089. 800-283-8089.
I'm going to do something for a second, guys. One sec.
All right, we are waiting now for the cars to make their way around the racetrack. Welcome back, by the way, to the Glen and the I Love New York 355 at the Glen. Right now, 21, making 22 laps are complete. Now, we would expect to see all of the drivers come to pit road that didn't stop back on lap 17. Or should we, Joe? Because if you go back to Kyle Busch in 2013, when he won the race here, he made it.
So I'm going to pause this for a second. So I know you guys couldn't hear it, but they right here said it's basically a Motor Racing Network interactive thing for the race. And the question they first have is which playoff outsider has the best chance of winning? And the two people that I want to pick is either Joey Logano or Michael McDowell. I don't really think Clint Bower or AJ Allmendinger would win, but it's hard to pick between Joey Logano and Michael McDowell. I mean, Joey Logano is getting the more votes. They're like, seriously, he's getting half of the votes already. He's almost at 100%. He's just 50 more down. But it's just hard between Joey Logano and Michael McDowell because Joey Logano is pretty good, but Michael McDowell, one of his sponsors, is a radio station I listen to. So I'm trying to figure out which one I should, vote for. But I'm thinking to vote for Joey Logano because of Michael McDowell not, getting that much votes. Either that or maybe I should vote for Michael McDowell because of him not getting that much votes. But besides, look somewhere. They might not be in here. I have a bunch of votes, so I'm going to vote for him. And see, you can just vote a bunch of times. I can just la, 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 la. I just keep voting. Okay, anyway, I just wanted to show you that. But anyway, let's get back to the actual race.
First pit stop on lap 29, then he pitted on lap 59.
Fellas, he was passed by Kyle Busch, so he had to take the lucky dog. So they figured, let's come in and get 4 new Dr. Feelgoods, new Goodyear tires, and a major chassis adjustment for Clint Boyer.
And it was Kyle Busch coming off of pit road in position number 1 in front of Truex, and then Brad Keselowski. And like Jackie pointed out, a great stop for Austin Dillon coming off pit road in the 4th position in front of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Now, is there a problem with Kyle Busch? We're going to find out during the commercial break and fill you in when we come back.
Geico presents a voicemail from your friend, Water.
Hey, it's me, Water. Oh, look.
All these poor ads.
Apartment with a broken pipe.
These very poor
I
ads.
just wanted to apologize for ruining all your stuff, and I hope this can all just be some me under the bridge someday. Oh, and also, I'm not paying for anything. Okay, bye.
Water never
Poor
pays for water
ads.
damage. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency makes getting coverage a snap. Visit geico.com to see how affordable renter's insurance can be.
MRN.com, your online destination for all things NASCAR. Looking for the latest NASCAR news? MRN.com. NASCAR stats for fantasy racing?
Oh yeah, I forgot I switched the camera thing.
From award-winning motorsports riders? MRN.com.
race schedule, series standings, and photos? MRN.com. Live race streaming and audio and video podcasts that you can't miss? MRN.com. Stay up to date with all things NASCAR. MRN.com.
Things happen in a hurry, and they have happened in a hurry for one driver who has not had a good day, and for another driver who has led all the way.
That is Kyle Busch. A problem on pit road, Winston Kelly.
Kyle Busch, the driver, thinks he's got a left front tire that's loose. The crew members feel like they got all 4 tires on and all 5 lug nuts on all 4 tires on. So Adam Stevens not sure if it is a loose wheel or if there's something in the suspension and the hub or something like that. So he told him, bring it down pit road. Let's check it out very closely, see what it is. They've got it cranked up on the left side of the car. They pulled
field.
I keep forgetting when unmuted, you guys can't hear anything.
slide way up the banking. 3 wide, but couldn't find room to do it. Kyle Larson slides high. That'll move McMurray to the number 2 spot. Underneath him for 3rd is Daniel Suarez. Larson back in line at the 4th spot. Back Kempton to 5th. Then Jimmy Johnson and Brian Blaney.
Kyle Larson has to fall in line back in the number 4 position, trying to regather himself and regain the composure. Chase Elliott brings the parade back into the inner loop here under the restart. He's got his car flying in the wind. McMurray some 4 car lengths back, but Suarez is right there in the number 3 spot. Kyle Larson again washes wide in turn 5.
Kyle Larson struggling here on this restart, has already lost a couple of spots, finally does get back in the line just inside of the top 5. But at the point, it is Chase Elliott by 2 car lengths over Shane McMurray. 2 more back to Daniel Suarez, then Kyle Larson and Eric Jones.
They come now off turn number 7, back at the start-finish line with Chase trying to break away, but not doing it quite as well as Kyle did earlier. Jimmy McMurray is in the 2nd spot. Suarez, then Kyle Larson further back. Jimmy Johnson, his hands full with Ryan Blaney.
Blaney is all over the back bumper of the Lowe's Chevrolet right now. Johnson hugging the bottom to the driver's right in the right-hand turn number 1. Yeah, they'll come charging up the hill now. Blaney right on the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson. Another car link back to Eric Jones. One more still back to the curve. Looks machine. Jimmy Johnson a little bit sideways in turn number 3. Let's see if Blaney can capitalize as they race to the backstretch.
5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th all up for grabs. This is where the battle is right now. Johnson has Blaney looking to his driver's right, entering the inner loop. Blaney, nothing there. Has to check up just a bit. That enables Eric Jones to close up on the back bumper of the red and white Ford. They exit turn 5 and onto the short chute.
This is the battle from 6th on back, led by Jimmy Johnson off of turn number 5. He'll wash out wide off to driver's left and maintain about a 2-car length advantage over Ryan Blaney. One more back to Eric Jones. Kurt Busch trying to make that a 4-car battle for position. Behind them, side by side, just into the top 10 between Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr.
And that's a good battle right now. Kevin Harvick on the inside of the racetrack, Truex on the outside of the racetrack. They are racing side by side for position number 10. Here's a quick look at the top 5. Now 26 laps are complete. Chase Elliott at the front of the field. Jamie McMurray running second. Daniel Suarez is third. Kyle Larson fourth. And Matt Kenseth rounds out the top 5. Right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network.
Time for a mid-race update brought to you by Wrangler Performance Series. The Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series is at Watking, Glen, New York for the I Love New York 355 at the Glen. Motor Racing Network here to bring you live coverage. I'm Kurt Becker at the MRN Trackside Studios. We just heard from Joe Moore, Jeff Striegel, and Rusty Wallace. Dave Moody covers the action in the S's. Alex Hayden is at the end of the backstretch. Kyle Rickey covers turns 6 and 7. Our pit coverage from Winston Kelly, Steve Post, and Jack Garrett, while Kim Kuhn covers the garage and the infield care center. Kyle Busch led every lap and led by as much as 4 seconds on his way to winning stage 1 of today's race. But following pit service at the stage break, Kyle reporting a possible loose wheel, had to return to pit road. He is now back on the racetrack and has worked his way from 32nd up to 23rd position. A.J. Allmendinger struggling with an ill-handling car early on. He needs a win to get to the playoffs. Right now, he rides in 15th. Rookie Eric Jones in the top 5 through the first 15 laps, but overshot the entrance in the inner loop. There, dropped him back in the running order. Eric now has rallied back up into the 8th position. And problems early for Dale Earnhardt Jr. Engine going sour, completing just 22 laps. He is now in the garage. Chase Elliott, the leader, 27 laps complete as we work our way through stage 2. This mid-race update brought to you by Wrangler Performance Series, a collection of jeans and pants featuring the new Comfort Flex waistband and 4-way flex technology. The Wrangler Performance Series. Try on a pair today. Time now to go back upstairs once again to Joe Moore, Jeff Striegel, and Rusty Wallace.
All right, thanks, Kurt Becker. 27 laps complete, coming up on lap number 28 with Chase Elliott still leading the way. Down the line with the number 2 car coming across now is Daniel Suarez.
And that's because Jamie McMurray, who was running second, is going to make his first stop of the day. The other car yet to make a stop today is your race leader, Chase Elliott. Let's follow Jamie towards Winston Kelly.
A little bit tight in the middle, loose off. Who's going to work on the left side of the car? Remember, they're pitting it backwards. He's in pit stall number 7, right, left side tires going on. First can of Sunoco fuel. They're having problems on the left front. They're having problems getting the left front tire back on. Now they're just now getting the left front tire back on. A painfully slow pit stop for Jamie McMurray. They've got problems with the sheet metal on the left front, still pulling it away. They still can't get that left front tire on. Jamie McMurray sitting here in the car, still trying to get that left front tire on. He's going to lose a ton of track position. Not so for his teammates, Steve Post.
Yeah, good stop for Kyle Larson. Brought the car in. They did a chassis adjustment on the automobile. 4 tires, Sunoco Racing Fuel. As Kyle talked about, just a little bit of drive off that needs to be better. Tight landing in the carousel. So minor issues here for Kyle Larson, minor chassis adjustment, but a solid 4-tire stop.
All right, we talked about fuel mileage and strategy on pit road. We're seeing that playing out right now as drivers are pushing the limit. Chase Elliott still has to come to pit road. And Rusty Wallace, you haven't figured out
as far as what they can do on fuel mileage. Did you say they can do it on one more stop?
I'll tell you what, I think I've been doing a lot of calculating right here. These cars are getting better fuel mileage, I think, this year because of the shorter rear spoiler, not as much drag. I'm hearing a lot of guys are running park throttle up through the Essence, so they don't have the grip. So they're not burning as much gas as I think they are. I think they could go one more stop. Look for, in my opinion, lap 58 is what they got to get to. If they get to lap 58, they can do it on just one stop, and they're looking good. They can take it home.
Well, it would certainly appear as though that Chase Elliott and Jamie McMurray are trying to do this on a two-stop strategy. We're waiting on Chase Elliott. And how about this for Jamie? Such a good race car, such a good start to this deal. A 45-second pit stop on pit road. That'll kill you.
Winston Kelly, again, what happened to Jamie McMurray?
They couldn't get the left front tire on. They got the left front tire off, and then like the sheet metal on that left front quarter panel was keeping them from getting that left front tire off. And when they got it on, it was making contact. So I don't know if he made any contact. Had to check with the team, with anybody on the racetrack, but they had so much trouble getting the left front tire on. They actually had it on, but it was getting touched by the fender well on the left side of the car. So they had to pull it back off, then try to pull that fender well away, then put the tire back on, attach the lug nuts, then come around to the right side of the car. So it was an agonizingly long pit stop for the McDonald's crew.
Well, on the racetrack, Winston Kelly, it looks like it did before the pit stop, with Chase Elliott driving around as the race leader. Right behind him, that red number 1 of Jamie McMurray. The problem is Jamie is 1 lap down, so we'll have to follow up and hope he can get his lap back. Right now, it's Chase Elliott over Daniel Suarez, then Matt Kenseth, Ryan Blaney, and Martin Truex Jr. That's your top 5 on lap 30. Eric Jones goes 6th in front of Jimmy Johnson, who is 7th. Kurt Busch, 8th. 9th. Denny Hamlin in 10th is Kevin Harvick.
11th is Brad Keselowski. A.J. Allmendinger has worked his way back up to 12th. Michael McDowell is in 13th. 14th is Austin Dillon. 15th, Joey Logano. Kyle Busch is up to 16th after starting 32nd. In 9 laps, he's made up that much ground.
And right now we see the race leader on pit road, Chase Elliott, making a pit stop on lap number 32.
He's in pit stall number 3, so he's coming down to the attention of the crew. Goes into pit stall early, slides into his pit stall very smoothly. Left side tires going on. They pull away the strip off the front of the car, off the windshield. The tear off comes off. Right side tires going on. Look, Chase got a little bit too close, it looks like, to the pit wall, so the jack man couldn't crank it up in the typical 1 stop. That's going to cost him a little bit of time, but overall a smooth pit stop, just a little bit close to the wall, so they had to make about 3 pumps on that jack to get it up on the right side.
Chase on his way. That turns the lead over to Daniel Suarez, who now takes over at lap number 31. We took you down to the 16th spot. That's where Kyle Busch runs. 17th now, Casey Kane. Danica Patrick is 18th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 19th spot, and Ryan Newman 20th.
21st, Chris Buescher, Clint Boyer 22nd, Paul Menard 23rd, Cole Witt 24th, Eric Almirola 25th, followed by Ty Dillon 26th, 27th, and David Reagan, Brett Moffitt 28th, Landon Castle 29th, and Matt DiBenedetto is 30th.
Corey LaJoie is in 31st. Gary Clute is 32nd. Kyle Larson 33rd. Jamie McMurray, after that horrible pit stop back in 34th. Fortisette is 35th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. out of the race will be scored 36th. And Trevor Bayne in the 37th spot at lap 32.
That's a look at the AutoZone leaderboard on lap number 33. Let's get what you need in the zone. AutoZone.
Hey race fans, this is Kyle Larson, driver of the number 42 Credit One Bank Chevrolet. Credit One Bank offers the only official credit card of NASCAR. This card is loaded with cash-back rewards, and there are new card designs available for the 2017 season. Check out the NASCAR race action design and the patriotic design featuring an American flag. Every NASCAR fan needs this credit card. See if you pre-qualify today for your NASCAR credit card at creditonebank.com. That's creditonebank.com.
I'm not blooming good, I'm blooming great. Put a shrimp on the barbie and sizzle my steak. Woo, I'm on that onion to bloom. And get in my feathers like a sonic boom. No rules, just right. So cold, so nice. And I'm so ready for that Outback steak tonight. Outback Steakhouse, that's what it's all about. Outback Steakhouse.
Daniel Suarez right now is the race leader. 33 laps are complete in the garage. Out early today, Dale Earnhardt Jr. We may get a chance to talk to him in just a moment. When we come back, I just mentioned Suarez is the race leader. The fastest car on the racetrack, Kyle Busch. He's up to 14. We'll take a ride with him when we come back from Watkins Glen International. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Danica Patrick here. I know the importance of communication, so when it comes to selecting equipment for my family or friends, I send them to Racing Electronics. Rent a scanner or fan vision from racingelectronics.com so that you can take in all the action from every NASCAR race. Watch live, unfiltered team communication from all the teams and drivers. You'll never miss a beat of what your favorite driver has to say. Hope it's me.
Oh, we survived, kind of. We're going to be victorious, so we'll just take what we get.
Where will you be when NASCAR comes to Chicago's fastest loop? 4 days of racing, tailgating, camping, and music. Come to Chicagoland Speedway, September 14th through the 17th.
Chase Elliott went 4 wide on the back straightaway. They're side by side for the lead.
Tickets for Sunday Chicagoland 400 are available now. Camping spots are available and selling fast. All kids' tickets $25 off adult price and free on certain race days. Get your tickets and campsite now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com. Chicagoland Speedway, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start here.
Welcome back to the Glen. Now 34 laps are complete, making his last start on a road course, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And unfortunately, Kim, it did not end well.
Yeah, not the day he wanted Dale out of the car, out of the race. You've had time to diagnose it. What was the issue?
The problem with the valve train, and it's something we can't repair. So I hope they can figure out exactly what went wrong. You know, got on all the data and everything looked good. So it's just a failure. The car hasn't been that great all weekend. We struggled with it. The guys have car overnight twice now. Done a lot of work, made some small gains, but nothing like we need. We had a good car in Sonoma, so I'm surprised at how we ran this weekend. With the repaving, the new tires, just the two tracks are further apart, and we need to understand exactly which direction we need to go to get a little better next year. So hoping we learn something for them next season and give us a new direction. I mean, there's cars out there with that are running well. The 24 is pretty quick. The 2's not running too bad, but still not the kind of speed that I think that they'd like to have. So we a little disappointed. This really doesn't make it much more enjoyable. It's been a rough weekend. Can't wait to go to Michigan and put it behind us.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
Frustrating day for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
When Dale Earnhardt Jr. was introduced to the crowd here, everybody on the front straightaway in the grandstands cheering and applauding all the way around. When he climbed in the back of the pickup truck and took a ride around this racetrack for the final time, everybody saluting Dale Jr. Michigan fans, get ready because he's headed to Michigan International Speedway in 1 week. Right now, we're 36 laps complete here at the Glen, and it's Daniel Suarez. How about that? The rookie out front. His teammate, Matt Kenseth, goes second. Another Toyota running third. That is Mark Truex Jr., followed by the Fords of Brian Blaney, and actually now Eric Jones up to fifth. Then comes Denny Hamlin, the Ford of Brad Keselowski. Kurt Busch goes eighth. Kevin Harvick ninth, and rounding out the top 10, yeah, he's back in the top 10, A.J. Allmendinger.
The sponsor of today's race is I Love New York. It's called the I Love New York 355 at the Glen, and it's very understandable why there would be a name like that. The Grand Marshal of our race is Howard Zimsky with Empire State Development. When you look at the crowd here today, Howard, and look at the scenery around the Finger Lakes region we're looking at and the excitement of this race, that's a very fitting name.
It is fabulous. You got 100,000 people out here having a giant party. It's a great time. New York is pro fun, and I Love New York is so proud to be associated with this race and Watkins Glen and all the folks who come from all over the country. Got over 45 states represented here and a lot of countries, so it's really a premier event in the state of New York and for NASCAR.
And it's a very special part of New York as well. I know the first time that I came here, I think my thoughts of New York were all a big city. And I came here and said, oh my goodness, there's another part of New York. This Finger Lakes region offers so much in addition to NASCAR racing.
Yeah, you are so right. I mean, people have the idea of New York as New York City, but look at how beautiful it is what we can see out here, the Finger Lakes. People come up here and enjoy the wine region, the state parks, there's so much to do in Watkins, Glen, and Corning, and New York State is a great, big vacation place, and there's a lot more to it than New York City, that's for sure.
For fans who are here for the first time this weekend, I believe they will sign on to the I Love New York after this experience. Michael Crudup and his crew have done a great job. This has turned out to be a fantastic weekend.
Yeah, this is great. I know Michael's told me this is like their third sellout in a row, that this track does like better than any in the country. We're so proud to be associated with this race and how well they're doing here in Watkins, Glen. So it's all good.
We appreciate the support of the state of New York. You guys have a great thing going here, and hopefully we'll do it again next year.
Hey, the governor is all about tourism. He's he's into motorsports, motorcycles, fast cars. This is right up his alley, and I know he wish he could be here, but it is right up the governor's alley. Great to be with you.
Thanks so much. Howard Zemsky with the Empire State Development.
You know, it's interesting because the grandstands are sold out. The infield is sold out. The only place you could get a ticket, and oh, by the way, you still could, you could find one of the banks around here, some of the grass, and just throw the blanket down and watch the races. If you're planning on coming back to Watkins Glen next year, better get your tickets in a hurry. Sold out here this afternoon. How about this? Daniel Suarez has never won a stage yet in his young career. He may just do it here in another lap.
Yep, about to do it. He leads by just about a second over Martin Truex Jr. Matt Kenseth is third. Fourth is Ryan Blaney. Eric Jones now runs fifth. Rest of the top 10 are Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch up to ninth now, and A.J. Allmendinger is in 10th.
We told you we would take a lap around the racetrack with Kyle Busch. How about if we take a lap around the racetrack with his teammate Daniel Suarez? Can he hold off Martin Truex Jr.? They have one lap left to go. The end of stage number 2 is here. The top two are nose to tail in turn number 1.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez had a fairly comfortable lead just 5 or 6 laps ago. Jr., the king of the stage racing, has run him down. The second and a half lead or more is now about a car length and a half lead. It's Suarez and Martin Truex Jr. to the back straightaway.
Nose to tail they come, working their way up the back stretch. They'll get out of the throttle, jam the brakes, and turn right into the inner loop. Down the second gear they go. Suarez, Truex, nose to tail, hopping the curbs. They're in turn number 5. No change. They're still glued right together on exit.
Our Toyota's racing for stage win number 2. It is Daniel Suarez looking for his first ever stage win. Martin Truex Jr. has more than anybody else. They're within a 1 car length of each other, up the short chute for the final time. Under braking into turn 6. Truex looking to the inside. Now the outside. Here comes Truex. He throws the attack in turn number 7.
Trying everything in his toolbox, but nothing's working. Here's Daniel Suarez. He's going to hold him off coming off turn number 7. Last move by Truex, but Suarez wins stage 2. His first stage win of the year. Daniel Suarez gets it here at the Glen. Martin Truex is second. Matt Kenseth is third. Ryan Blaney fourth. And Eric Jones comes across the line in 5th. 6th is Denny Hamlin. 7th, Brad Keselowski. Kurt Busch 8th. Kyle Busch 9th, and A.J. Allmendinger 10th, the end of stage 2. Sunoco makes high-quality performance fuels for the greatest drivers in the world on and off the track. Whether you're pulling up to the pump or experiencing the aromas of race day, trust Sunoco, the official fuel of NASCAR.
I'm Steve Letarte, STP auto expert and former crew chief. I know what it takes to keep engines performing at their best. STP's latest breakthrough additive, STP Ultra 5-in-1 plus Fuel System Cleaner plus Fuel Stabilizer, delivers 3 times the amount of cleaning agents versus premium gasoline and helps keep fuel fresh during storage. For over 60 years, STP has been on the cutting edge developing products to help engines run better, longer.
One bottle contains 3 times by weight the amount of cleaning agents compared to 20 gallons of the leading premium gasoline.
This is Mitch on the mic, and we're on the air with Master Sommelier Matt. Welcome, Matt. Thanks, Mitch. Our first caller from Matt is Becca from Maine.
Hi, guys. So I want to buy this beautiful burgundy 2012 SUV, but I don't know how to select the best auto loan.
My palate isn't trained for this.
Go to a sommelier to learn how to pick the perfect wine. Go to Making Sense from Navy Federal to learn how to pick an auto loan. Sip on some more financial wisdom at NavyFederal.org/makingsense. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, again, the story is Daniel Suarez won at segment 2, stage 2 of this race this afternoon, but maybe as big a story was his teammate coming from 32nd after that mistake on pit road at the end of stage 1 to now run inside the top 10. He's running in the 9th spot. And Dave Moody, you were saying he was blasting through the field there.
Boy, it really was worth the price of admission just to watch Kyle Busch work his way through. You expected him to take the first 10 or 15 guys, the back of the pack guys, with relative ease. But as he made his way further forward, it was Jimmy Johnson, A.J. Allmendinger, Michael McDowell, great road racers, and he made it look easy.
Time now for an MRN fan vote after stage number 2, brought to you by Straight Talk Wireless. Which driver is most likely to get their first road course win today? Could it be Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Jamie McMurray, or Daniel Suarez? You can share your opinion and cast a vote at mrn.com/vote or on the MRN app. Just touch the microphone.
We'll see who comes to pit road in just a moment. From Watkins Glen International, this is the Motor Racing Network.
Hey race fans, visit Camping World in Concord for convenient one-stop shopping on outdoor accessories, top brand RVs, and quality service. Buy an RV and enroll in the Good Sam Elite loyalty program, offering incentives valued at over $2,000. Browse over 10,000 Camping World products and accessories in America's largest RV dealer network. Plus, shop the top manufacturers such as Coleman, Keystone, Newmar, Thor Motor Coach, Winnebago, and many more. America's #1 RV dealer has something for everyone. Visit Camping World in Concord today. See dealer for full offer details and disclaimers. Being there matters, and your United States Navy protects and defends America on the world's oceans. Around the globe, around the clock, Navy ships, submarines, aircraft, and most importantly, tens of thousands of America's finest young men and women are ready to defend America when piracy threatens global commerce, when disaster strikes, or when called upon by the Commander-in-Chief. Your Navy is there. When it comes to protecting and defending America, being there matters, and America's Navy is already there.
Back at Watkins Glen, waiting to see who will come to pit road. There were several cars that came in before the end of the stage. Again, the strategy continuing to unfold here this afternoon as we are working our way through this race very quickly. The I Love New York 355 at the Glen. Daniel Suarez, a rookie driver, surprising everybody, I think, Jeff. And what we saw from him in practice the other day, backed it up with a great qualifying run this morning, and now holding off Martin Truex to score his first stage win.
And like Dave was talking about just a few moments ago, it was a hard-fought stage win for Suarez. He had Truex all over the back end of him, but he hung on and got the win. Other drivers of note, when we talk about rookies, Eric Jones has rebounded. Now he is back into the 5th position. So a good run for 2 of NASCAR's rookies.
If you're missing the voice of Mike Bagley, ordinarily on our crew, he is here at the Glen this weekend, working as a joint effort with NBC Sports Network. He's covering the action of the turns up in the S's, doing MRN-style work for NBC Sportsnet. He'll be back with us next week at Michigan International Speedway. Here comes the field down to the entrance of pit road. The front part of the field stays on the racetrack. Further back, we see some action coming down the pit lane. Trevor Bayne comes rolling in. We see Chris Buescher, also Paul Menard rolling in for a stop. Just a few of the back markers making stops at lap 42, Steve Post.
Paul Menard brings the Menard's Dutch Boys Chevrolet in through to the right side. They are doing the right side tires first and then around to the left side. Looks real awkward, but talked to some of the pit crew coaches there, and they said it's faster. So faster is good for them. Going to be 4 tires and fuel. Looks like we also have Landon Cancellin getting pit service as well here. Winston, looks like you've got a couple in front of you.
Yeah, we do. Chris Buescher just pulls away. 4 tires and fuel. Jamie McMurray, after that agonizing pit stop earlier, they're working on that left front tire, having trouble getting it on again this time, but he was out in front of the leader, Daniel Suarez. Missing the pit road also. Kyle Busch opting to stay out. His crew chief, Adam Stevens, said, let's continue to work the game plan. They were last in on lap 23, so expect 1 more spot. Zachary?
Winston, Matt Benedetto, and Ty Dillon came in after the end of the segment. Before the end of the segment, though, it's clear that for Jimmy Johnson and for Austin Dillon, as well as Clint Boyer, they're went out of sequence. They're going to try and use track position. Watch, however, there's the possibility Boyer may come in and top off at the end of this segment so that he can get track position later in the race.
All right, we'll recap it for you when we come back.
Welcome to Super Duty Radio. Next up is Brad. What's on your mind, Brad?
Torque.
Well, Brad, you've called the right show, because the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty has best-in-class torque. In fact, the 2017 Super Duty is to torque what a St. Bernard is to drool, what a junior prom is to Acme.
So what you're saying is it's got a lot of torque?
Glad you're paying attention, Brad. Yes, a lot of torque. In fact, more torque than ever before.
Well, good, because I need a lot of torque. Also a lot of payload and towing capability.
You're awfully needy, Brad, but that's good, because the all-new Super Duty has best-in-class towing and payload. In fact, Super Duty is to towing and payload what a swamp is to bugs, what a
clown is to creepy.
I do the comedy, Brad.
I was just trying.
This is the next level. This is the all-new 2017 Super Duty, and this is why Ford says we own work.
Best-in-class towing payload torque when properly configured. Class is full-size pickups over 8,500 pounds GVW light based on Ford segmentation.
At the Glen, waiting to get back under the green flag and run the final stage of today's race, the I Love New York 355 at the Glen. Again, Daniel Suarez wins stage number 2, his first ever stage win.
Daniel, Rusty Wireless up here in the MRN booth. You got me?
I got you, Rusty.
Hey, buddy, I tell you what, we're looking at your lap times, and you are just flying around this racetrack looking really good. I know you used to run the road courses back in Mexico. What's it like running these big cup cars here at Watkins Glen?
Very different. Very different. I can see pretty much all my background in road course racing. Back in Mexico, it was go-kart. So these things already weigh like 3,000 pounds more than the go-karts. But overall, my team is doing a very good job, setup-wise and SSD-wise, and hopefully we can keep it up.
All right, buddy. Well, you qualified well. You've been running perfect out there. Haven't made any mistakes. We wish you well. Have a great race.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate it.
Daniel Suarez, the winner of the Stage 2 here at Watkins Glen. Our in-car communications are brought to you by Racing Electronics, the #1 choice for racing scanners, headsets, and the popular FanVision handheld unit. Visit racingelectronics.com for more details.
From Watkins Glen International, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
On September 9th, when the sun goes down and the lights come up, racing excitement under the Richmond night sky will be at its most electrifying. Don't miss the chaos of the final race of the 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series season at Richmond Raceway. It's the Federated Auto Parts 400, where the first ever Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series regular season champion will be crowned. Buy your tickets at richmondraceway.com. Richmond Raceway, where chaos at every corner makes for a night that never ends.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
And that you're supposed to be having fun.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
The Superman colors with Jimmy Johnson.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
So I have to challenge myself more to stay balanced with my personal and professional life.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Lights off on the pace car. We're getting ready to go back under the green flag. The field is coming to the Geico restart. Great news. There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Go to geico.com, and in 15 minutes, you could save 15% or more on car insurance.
4 Toyotas in the top 5. Daniel Suarez, Martin Truex, and Matt Kenseth, 1, 2, and 3. Ryan Blaney has his 4th there in 4th, and Aaron Jones lines up in the 5th position for the restart. Then it's Denny Hamlin. He'll restart 6th. Brad Keselowski 7th. Kurt Busch 8th. Kyle Busch 9th. And A.J. Allmendinger restarts in 10th.
11th will be Casey Kane for the restart. Joey Logano 12th. Eric Almirola 13th. 14th on the restart. Chase Elliott. Then comes Kyle Larson 15th. Rest of the top 20. Kevin 16th. Jimmy Johnson 17th. Michael McDowell 18th, Clint Boyer 19th, and Austin Dillon is set to go from 20th.
21st, Danica Patrick. 22nd, Ryan Newman. Ricky Stenhouse is 23rd. Then Chris Buescher 24th. Landon Castle 25th. Rest of the cars in the top 30 include David Reagan, Ty Dillon, Matt DiBenedetto, Corey LaJoie, and Boris Said.
46 laps to go. The green flag is back out here at the Glen. The rookie on the inside of the racetrack. That is Daniel Suarez. To his outside, that is Martin Truex Jr.
And they are side by side into the right-hand turn number 1.
Truex in the high groove gets some advantage. He's going to take the lead by the time they get to turn 2. Suarez drop kick back to the number 2 spot as they race their way up through the S's. Ryan Blaney falls in line third. Fourth to that, Kevin and Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones, and Kurt Busch. Kyle Busch lost a couple of spots on the start.
Group on the back straightaway and get the power down to the ground. Further back, the challenge is on for the number 5 spot. Denny Hamlin goes to the inside. Oh, Kyle Busch is off. Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski make contact. They go sliding out of the inner loop. Kyle Busch, driver's side up against the bright blue retaining wall. He's since refired the machine. He's now pulled away, but the entire field is gone. Brad Keselowski's got some damage. He's already gone and away. But Kyle Busch with some damage on the driver's side after contact with Brad Keselowski in the inner loop.
Race leader Martin Truex Jr. already through turn 7 and a change for second. Ryan Blaney to the inside of Daniel Suarez to take that second spot away.
No caution came out as a result of that spin over at the bus stop. But again, Kyle Busch had made up so much ground, and now he's got to start it all over again, falling way back in the field as everybody comes storming by the start-finish line. Kyle finally falls in line way back in the 34th position.
So they were running 7th and 8th at the time. We'll recap it for you in a minute. Meanwhile, the leaders are working up the S's.
Up through the S's and onto the back straightaway. Martin Truex Jr. has checked out. Ryan Blaney now a distant second as they race the back stretch.
Daniel Suarez continues to ride third. Here's another car. It's Matt Kenseth. He'll pull out of line, outbreaks his teammate Denny Hamlin. So give position number 4 to Matt Kenseth. Hamlin falls in line and rides in the number 5 position.
Kyle Busch straight to pit road.
Right. Left side tires have already gone on. Right side tires now on. Adam Stevens telling the crew, no mistakes. They pull the sheet metal away from the right side of the car, returning to the racetrack. Kyle Busch, very frustrated. Long way to go, but still, time to get there. We're at the halfway point.
They were racing for 7th and 8th on the racetrack. Now they're 33rd and 34th, respectively. What happened, Rusty?
It looked like both of them were drag racing down the back straightaway. Kyle Busch got to the outside, tried to make a late pass on Brad Keselowski. Really kind of got Keselowski trapped down on the bottom of the track. Keselowski hit the ripple strip on the right side of the track, bounced him into Kyle, and they both spun. But I'll tell you what, that was a brave move. Kyle was trying to make the pass on the outside. But unfortunately, not enough room for Keselowski to get through, and that caused the accident.
Keselowski stayed on the racetrack. As we told you, Kyle Busch did come to pit road with some damage on his Toyota. We still have 44 laps to go. If he can do what he did in that last sequence after the problem on pit road after winning stage 1, he'll work his way back up there. But again, still to be determined is how bad the damage was on Kyle Busch's car.
On lap number 23, he restarted back in the 32nd position. And on lap number 45, he was battling for 7th. So he can do it, that's for sure. All right, they got together over in the chicane. They got twisted up, tangled up. Here's what Kyle said immediately after.
Kevin City here, 4 tires. Y'all better keep you away from that after this race. All the thunder's out. That's fine, man. No mistakes here. No mistakes.
Real test is, can you put it through the circle?
Well, he's obviously not happy with the driver of the 2 cars.
Oh,
Let's recap it for everybody. Alex, Hayden, you have a bird's eye view from your spot over there.
Yeah, standing on his perch, looking directly back at the inner loop. They go into it in a right-hand turn. Kyle Busch was on driver's left of Brad Keselowski. As Rusty Wallace pointed out, it was a late braking maneuver, a bold, aggressive maneuver by Kyle Busch to try to sweep down across the nose of that Miller Lite Ford of Brad Keselowski. The left front of Keselowski clipped the right rear of Kyle Busch's car. That sent Kyle Busch sliding backwards across the paved runoff area and nearly slammed into that bright blue wall that would catch any race car. It looked like he made very gentle contact with it with the driver's side, but Brad Keselowski wrinkled up the left nose of his car while Kyle Busch had to refire his machine, grab a gear, light up the back tires, and continue on. Simply 2 drivers that absolutely did not want to give up a position on the racetrack.
2 hard-nosed racers who are great road racers. And Rusty Wallace, I'm sure you can remember some moments here at the Glen, at Sonoma, or Riverside, situations just like that.
Well, there's been many moments like that, there's no doubt about it. But I'm pretty confident when Kyle goes back and looks at the replay, and also Keselowski, they're going to say, wow, right there, and that was just a racing accident. I feel real comfortable about what I'm saying there.
Right now, it is Martin Truex Jr., Rusty Wallace, who shows the way. Now 48 laps are complete, so it's Truex over Ryan Blaney. And then comes the rookie. Boy, what a race it has been for Daniel Suarez right now, running in the third position. And by the way, he's a member of the Coca-Cola Racing family. Why don't we check in downstairs and find out what they're saying about the number 19 Toyota?
What they're saying is it's a very good race car. They're very happy with the race car. Just checked in with Scott Graves, the crew chief, and they are proud of this race car and proud of the way Daniel Suarez is wheeling it. Right now in the third spot, they were last in on lap 17. So they're among the earlier drivers that are going to have to pit on this run if we don't have any caution period. So you keep an eye out as to when they make the call to come down pit road. But Daniel Suarez coming off 3 straight top 10 finishes, the last 3 races at New Hampshire, at Indianapolis, and at Pocono, and this team is really on a roll. You know, Suarez is the reigning Xfinity Series champion, and when we look at last year, he was quiet the first half of the year. In the mid part of the year, he started knocking out top 10s and top 5s, and then at the end of the year, he was money winning the championship. I'm not saying he's going to win the championship, but his progression this year has been good, and he's looking for a 4th top 10 in a row, and not something a little bit more here this afternoon in Watkins Glen.
Ready to be happy with a trip to Gatorade Victory Lane when it's all said and done. We're talking about Daniel Suarez, a member of the Coca-Cola Racing family. From our Coca-Cola Racing family to yours, enjoy the race with an ice cold Coke, the official soft drink of NASCAR. Follow us on Twitter at Coca-Cola Racing.
Brad Keselowski involved in the incident with Kyle Busch. Now he's on pit road, Winston.
He was hoping to be able to stay out and make it to within their window. 42 laps to go here on lap 48. He was concerned the damage to the right or the left front of the car was going to cut that tire down, not willing to take that chance. They've completed the left side tire change, pulled that sheet metal away. Now they're wheeling around to the right side of the car. Jack goes underneath, pumps it up, putting the Sunoco fuel in. Here on lap number 48, Brad Keselowski on pit road.
And we are now complete 50 laps here with only 40 to go. Why don't we take a swing around the racetrack, do a little observation, learn, and find out what Dave and Alex and Kyle have to say based on what they've seen so far. Dave, let's start with you.
Well, you've been talking about it. Very impressed with the efforts of Daniel Suarez, the rookie driver who really has been coming on in recent races. He and Ryan Blaney, both not known for their road course prowess, but right now Blaney's second and Suarez riding in third. But the guy that we've overlooked pretty much all year long, despite spectacular performances, is doing it again here this afternoon. Martin Truex Jr. with a huge lead right now, and 1 stage already in the bank.
And right now we see a car, Dave, off of turn number 1. It may have been one of the cars running at the tail end of the field. You got an opportunity to see what happened there?
Yeah, it looks like it may be the David Reagan car. He's got it back underway, but he is not fully up to speed. He's got some damage on that car. Here he has a left front tire down on that automobile, and he's got a long lift to get back to pit road. It's a Landon Castle car, teammate to David Reagan. Flat left front tire. He's underway, but it's going to be a long, slow ride back to pit road.
All right, why don't we continue our visit around the racetrack with a stop in front of you, Alex Hayden.
Well, Jeff, our late great mentor and friend and broadcast partner Barney Hall always used to give a call to a lot of different drivers. As a matter of fact, we got trouble coming into the inner loop. One car has got the left front tire that's exploded right in front of Kyle Busch, who's making his way at speed. Nearly collected that debris to Kyle Busch, but it is in fact the car with the left front trouble is Landon Castle. That left front tire completely gone, and there's parts and pieces all over the inner loop and now through turn number 5.
And that's going to put us under the caution flag for just the 3rd time here this afternoon. It is Martin Truex out front over Ryan Blaney, Daniel Suarez, Matt Kenseth, and Eric Jones. That's your top 5. Wrangler Outdoor pants, shirts with quick drying, water repellent fabric, and UPF 30 protection. Wrangler Outdoor clothing with everyday versatility and outdoor credibility. Try on a pair today.
O'Reilly. Stop by and pick up Shell Rotella Heavy Duty Motor Oil for $13.99 per gallon at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Protect from sludge and wear and extend the life of your engine with Shell Rotella Heavy Duty Motor Oil, $13.99 a gallon at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Mindfulness with Flow.
You're out on the open road. The hum of your motorcycle's exhaust pipe and the money you save with Progressive bring you peace and At the end of the road is a dream catcher, which you take because you're having a lot of nightmares about unfinished puzzles.
Discover serenity. Protect your bike with Progressive. Annual policy starting at $75. Visit Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. $75 per year premium excludes state fees and taxes. Is not available in all states.
Friday, the stars of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series tune up in the Motor City. Live coverage of practice from Michigan begins at noon Eastern, only on the Motor Racing Network.
Pit road is closed under this, our third caution flag of the afternoon, so it'll be another lap before they'll open it up, and some cars will come to pit road, some will stay on the racetrack, and depending on what happens, when we go back under the green flag, racing together at the tail end of the field, Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. That could be interesting. From Watkins Glen International, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
It's almost the most refreshing time of the day. Busch O'Clock, a time for relaxing and unwinding with friends and family over a crisp, cold Busch beer. Busch's roots are in racing, but whether you're enjoying the race or going fishing, nothing is better when it's time to relax than a crisp, cold Busch. It's Busch O'Clock. So grab a six-pack of Busch beer for the cooler, start the grill, and relax. Enjoy responsibly. Busch Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
It's Rob Tanner, host of America's Tailgate Party, NASCAR USA. Join us every weekend as we get you set for NASCAR racing with 2 hours of the hottest hits in country music. The Motor Racing Network's Woody Kane is here with NASCAR news, and MRN pit reporter Steve Post stops by to talk a bit of racing. We'll have features and highlights you can't get anywhere else, so be here each weekend for NASCAR USA on the Motor Racing Network.
Motor Racing Network's coverage of the I Love New York 355 at the Glen is brought to you in part by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. By New Holland, equipped for a new world. By Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Temporary pain relief is within your reach. Beat the pain and live life. And by Grainger. No matter the job, Grainger's got your back. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
53 laps will be complete by the time pit road opens on this lap. Rusty Wallace, can they make it on fuel at this point?
Anybody who pits right now, in my opinion, I think they can make it to the very end. It's going to be tight, but I've been looking at this thing. These guys can go 35 laps, at least it looks like now. So I think this could be a key stop. They're going to have to save all they can, but I believe they can make it. Here comes Truex in the whole game right now.
Well, a couple of cars that made stops not too long ago and probably won't be on pit road will be Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski. How will this shake out? Here they come, Steve Post.
Martin Truex Jr., the first to hit his marks, brings the car in, cranks it to the right, stops right in his box. Drew around to the right side of the car, over the wall to the right side of the car now. Going to be a four-tire stop for Truex. Looks like a solid one so far. Casey Kane is in. Paul Menard is in. Here's Daniel Suarez. He's in. More traditional left side first, then right side turbine for Daniel Suarez. Real good stop for him as well. Kyle Larson is in, and others in front of Winston Kelly.
Fuel only for Jamie McMurray. He follows Clint Boyer out. 4 tires for Ryan Blaney. Kyle Busch is going to come to pit road. They're going to top it off with Sunoco fuel. Fuel only for Busch. Brad Keselowski stays out. 4 tires for Chase Elliott. Joey Logano with 4 tires further down pit road. Also a 4-tire stop for Kevin Harvick. So everybody on this end except Brad Keselowski coming out. McMurray and Busch with Sunoco fuel only. Jackaroo.
Yeah, everybody down my end, guys, took four tires, but it was a lot of fun to watch. The 11 car, as Denny Hamlin brought it. Remember, he started way in the back after the brake issue. They packed it full of fuel, and Rusty Wallace, I think you're right. At least one guy's planning to nurse it and go after it at the end. He doesn't intend to come back in.
All right, well, we kind of teased you with the fact that depending on how things shook out, Kim Kuhn, you could have the 18 and the 2, Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski racing together on the track. It does not appear as though that will be the case. Kyle came to pit road. Brad stayed out, but at some point, I'm guessing, before the checkered flag comes out, to together again.
Yeah, Jeff, and that's what actually fans are hoping for on social media after that incident. Twitter lit up with comments about Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. One tweet reading, "Awesome racing. Want to see what happens if Kyle Busch and Keselowski get close to each other after that incident." Another tweet saying, "I can't wait to see if this race comes down to Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch, possible carnage." So we're going to all have to wait and see how it plays out. Should be interesting. If you haven't weighed in on the Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch incident, do that now. You can tweet us using hashtag AskMRN. And, of course, give us a follow at MRN Radio.
Told you about the problem for Kevin Harvick. He's just now leaving pit road. We'll follow up there in a few moments. Under the caution flag here with 37 laps to go, the MRN crew wants to thank Creekstone Farms for providing a delicious steak lunch yesterday. That was a great way to take a break yesterday during all the activities here at the Glen.
Yeah, it really was. They provide us, every once in a while, they'll show up at the trailer and feed about 25 of us with great steaks. You want to get a hold of them, Joe? Absolutely top-notch.
If you want to taste Creekstone Farms premium meats for yourself, speed over to creekstonefarms.com. That's creekstonefarms.com and use promo code MRN Burgers to get a box of 6 tender premium burgers free when you place an order of $100 or more. Visit creekstonefarms.com and use promo code MRN Burgers to get your delicious free burgers today.
Well, look who's leading the field back to the green flag. The Miller Lite Ford with a number 2 on the side, Brad Keselowski, alongside Glen Boyer. That is Jamie McMurray, Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex, Chris Buescher. That's your top 6 as they race back to turn number 1.
Let's see what they can do in the right-hand turn number 1. Keselowski gets away cleanly with the lead. The battle is for second. Jamie McMurray to the inside. He'll take that spot. Glen Boyer falls back into third. Battle for fourth on their way up through the S's. Ryan Blaney will take fourth. Truex back in line fifth. Sixth to Chris Buescher. Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, and Daniel Suarez as they hit the backstretch.
Front 3 get away rather cleanly, led by Brad Keselowski, headed to the inner loop. However, from fourth on back, it is all but settled. Ryan Blaney shaky through the inner loop. Truex hounding the back bumper. Further just behind them, they're side by side. Matt Kenseth goes to the inside of Chris Buescher. Everybody racing for position.
Yeah, battle just outside of the top 5 as the top 3 cars are single file off of turn number 5, led by the Miller Lite Ford out of the Team Penske Racing Stables and Brad Keselowski, a car length in hand over Jamie McMurray. 2 more back to Chris Boyer, and then that battle Alex was talking about for fourth, Ryan Blaney and Martin Truex.
Off turn 7, back to the start-finish line. Keselowski out front with Clint Boyer running there in the second spot. Now McMurray has taken over second. Boyer back to third. Then it's Blaney and Truex further back. Chris Buescher working all over Matt Kenseth trying to grab a spot.
That's been a good back and forth battle. Kenseth and Buescher. You can add Daniel Suarez to the mix. And here comes Chase Elliott back into play. He gets a move to the inside of Suarez. Daniel Suarez shuts him down in the right-hand turn number 3. They'll race back up the hill now. Suarez able to pull away by about a half a car length over Chase Elliott.
No question about it. Chase Elliott's got a fast Chevrolet trying to do something with Daniel Suarez's bright yellow Toyota. Further up, things tightening up for the lead. 3 cars right together. You've got Brad Keselowski, Jamie McMurray, Clint Boyer, all of them right together on exit of turn 5.
Here they come off of turn number 5, each within a car length of each other. Brad Keselowski, the leader. McMurray goes way wide to the exit of turn 5, allows Clint Boyer to close in to within a car length, but he is unable to make a move. The top 3 have been able to break away by some 10 car lengths over Martin Truex Jr., who has cleared Ryan Blaney, who's back in the 5th spot.
And right now, the top 3 running nose to tail. It's Brad, Jamie, and Clint Boyer. A Ford sandwiched in between there, the Chevrolet. Jamie McMurray. Further back, you've got Truex and Ryan Blaney. That's your top 5. As Brad heads back to 1.
Everybody for the moment content to run single file through the 90, but Jamie McMurray may not stay content for long. He's looking driver's right into turn number 2. Nothing there as Keselowski is right over to the right-hand side on those yellow and red rumble strips as they climb the hill. Keselowski with a bit of a horsepower advantage. He pulls away by 2.5 car lengths.
Some 30 or so minutes ago, Winston Kelly described an agonizingly long pit stop by Jamie McMurray and his crew. Funny how things shake out here at the Glen. He's now riding second, battling for the race lead with Brad Keselowski. Clint Boyer, who had brake problems in qualifying, well, he's right there as well. He rides in position 3.
Here they come back off of turn number 5 and onto the short straightaway. It is Brad Keselowski by 2 car lengths over Jamie McMurray, who's having to fend off Clint Boyer, who looks to his inside, off to driver's left on approach to turn number 6. Don't get back in the line, though. One car length behind McMurray into turn 7. The battle is for the second spot.
Nose to tail as they come off turn 7. Keselowski, McMurray, and Clint Boyer. Boyer looking to the inside, doesn't see the opportunity. They'll stay in single file. We told you about the problems for Kevin Harvick. Rested back in the 30th position. Give us a recap.
Yeah, he came back in on lap number 53 with a lot of the other guys and had some damage to the left front of the car. He spent a good bit of time on pit road. They taped up that left front fender, returned it to the racetrack, so he's good to go. Speaking of this fuel mileage situation, you remember a couple of years ago, Rodney Childers, the crew chief, had him last in on lap 51. Had a lot of caution flags. He ran out of fuel. Coming to the green flag, or coming to the checkered flag, Joey Logano won. So that's 2 laps less, but had a lot of caution flags there at the end of that race.
If Kevin can come back up to finish in the top 10 of today's race, you'll get a free bloomin' onion at Outback Steakhouse tomorrow. Brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. ISM Vision, the world's largest digital entertainment network, is now at 13 of America's major racing and entertainment venues, connecting with race fans at 40 events through its network of Jumbotron screens. With ISM Connect, billions of fans can tap into life at the track, getting race news, special offers, and more on their mobile devices, no matter where they are. Join the revolution. Download the MRN app and touch the ISM Connect button, free on the App Store and Google Play.
At Coca-Cola, we're not just fans of NASCAR, we're fans of NASCAR fans. So raise a Coke to the group of friends who don't run for cover when there's rain on race day, because they came prepared with ponchos and a cooler of refreshing Coca-Cola. And it doesn't matter that they're standing in a puddle soaked to the gills, because they crossed 7 states and 2 time zones to be at this race. And when the sun reclaims the sky, they'll be first in their seats with a delicious Coke in hand, because they never left. Coca-Cola, official soft drink of NASCAR.
Brad Keselowski still leads here at the Glen. Clint Boyer has taken the 2nd spot. McMurray has fallen to 3rd, and now Martin Truex is trying to pass him. Ryan Blaney completes the top 5 with 31 laps remaining. We'll revisit our progressive keys to the race that Rusty Wallace had here earlier this afternoon. A lot of those have provided some problems for several drivers. That's coming up in just a few moments. From Watkins Glen International, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Online and on the air, MRN is live from the track on MRN.com and the MRN app. Check out all MRN race broadcasts, full qualifying and practices, plus exclusive motorsports programming live on your computer or mobile device. Or go to MRN.com to find your local radio station's online stream. Don't miss a second of NASCAR racing action. Listen live online at MRN.com, the MRN app, or your local station.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Earlier this afternoon, Kyle Busch won stage 1 of the race here at the Glen. Had to fall back in the field, started 32nd, and within 9 laps was back up inside the top 10. Most recently, he had an issue with Brad Keselowski in the bus stop. He restarted in the 20th position. And here in the last 10 laps, Jeff Striegel, he's worked his way all the way up to 12th.
Fastest car on the racetrack. Let's ride with him and pick him up, Dave Moody.
Last couple of laps, he's made his way past Casey Kane, Jenny Hamlin, and A.J. Allmendinger. He's got about 7 car lengths before he can reel in the next man in line. That's Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson knows that he's got a fast-charging Toyota just behind him. As a matter of fact, through the inner loop, Kyle Busch is already there. Right on the back bumper of Jimmy Johnson in turn 5. Johnson slides just a half car length wide, Kyle Busch is there on the short chute.
Jimmy Johnson hangs on to that spot for now. Kurt Busch also just in front of the Kyle Busch cars. They make their way off of turn number 5. Busch moves over to driver's left, makes the pass on Jimmy Johnson under braking into turn number 6. Closing in on Kurt now in turn number 7, along with Chris Buescher.
That is the fastest car on the racetrack right now, and he continues to climb the leaderboard. We're talking about Kyle Busch, who is right now running outside of the top 10, but it won't be long. Brad Keselowski is the race leader, 61 complete. Truex is second, Clint Boyer third, followed by Ryan Blaney and Jamie McMurray. That's your top 5. Matt Kenseth, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher having a great day today. He's running 9th, and Kurt Busch rounds out the top 10.
Earlier in our broadcast, two-time Glen winner Rusty Wallace gave us some progressive keys to the race, and plenty of those, quite a few of them, if not all of them, Rusty, have already played out today.
Yeah, a lot of them have played out. There's no doubt about that. Probably the one that I've been paying attention to that they've abused the most is staying on the course. A lot of cars have been getting off course of late. Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski early in the race. A.J. Allmendinger slides off at turn 1, lost many positions. But we've been seeing a lot of guys get off course or maybe dive bomb the corners too hard and lose a lot of positions by doing that. Other than that, the brakes, I don't think we're going to see the brakes come into an issue until we have long, sustained runs, maybe late in the race. That's when they're probably going to start failing. But other than that, I haven't seen any wheel hop that I'm aware of. They've done pretty good there, guys.
Those are some of our keys to winning today, brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Pick from a range of coverage options with the Name Your Price tool to find a price that works for you.
Battle for the lead, headed towards the S's.
Martin Truex Jr. is on the march. He's done away with Clint Boyer, immediately pulled away from him, and has reeled in the lead indeed of Brad Keselowski. The Miller Lite Ford with a rear view mirror of Martin Truex Jr. as they enter turn 4.
Will Truex pull out of line on the back straightaway, under braking into the inner loop? The question answered is no. Truex, for the moment, rides the tire tracks of Brad Keselowski.